news. You can listen to us on mixslr.com/Bridge Radio 987 or via Radio Garden on Bridge Radio 98.7 FM Asaba. First, the headlines. Senator Ovi Omoagege rejects INEC's declaration of Oberwori as winner of Delta poll, vows to reclaim mandate. European Union says at least 21 persons killed in Nigeria's electoral violence. On the foreign scene, Finland ranked world's happiest country. Now the news in detail. I am Cebel Nadozie. The All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in Delta State, Senator Ovi Omoagege, has rejected the declaration of PDP's Sheriff Oberwori as winner of Saturday's poll. Bridge Radio News had reported that the INEC State Returning Officer, Professor Judgewil Onari, said Sheriff Oberwori polled 360,234 votes to defeat the Deputy Senate President Omoagege, who scored 240,229, while the Labour Party candidate Kennedy Pella came a distant third with 48,047. According to a statement signed by Omoagege's Chief Press Secretary, Sonny Are, the APC flag bearer will explore all lawful avenues to reclaim the mandate given to him by Deltans. Meanwhile, the governor of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, has expressed gratitude to Deltans for using their ballots to give People's Democratic Party and its candidate Sheriff Oberwori victory in Saturday's governorship election. At a Thanksgiving service in the Government House Chapel, Asaba, just shortly after the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC declared Oberwori winner, Governor Okowa attributed the party's victory to God's grace. He charged the governor-elect and his deputy, Monday Onyeme, to put God first in all activities and assured them that they will record successes if they govern with the fear of God. Similarly, the State Council of the Commercial Motorcycles and Tricycle Operators Association of Delta State has congratulated the People's Democratic Party and all of its candidates in the recently held governorship and House of Assembly elections, particularly the governor-elect Sheriff Oberwori and his deputy. According to the council, the victory was divine and the people's wish. The union also congratulated all the good people of Delta State, particularly the riders, who stood firm in their support for Oberwori's candidacy, while pledging their support for his administration's efforts to advance the state. The council further urges all Deltans to cooperate with the upcoming administration of Sheriff Oberwori in order to ensure that the democratic dividends and his campaign promises are delivered. The Anambra State government has refuted allegations that it spent a massive sum of 3.5 billion naira to buy votes during the just concluded House of Assembly election in the state. The All Progressives Grand Alliance ABGA emerged victorious in the election with 17 out of the 30 seats, while the Labour Party LP secured 8 seats. The Young Progressives Party YPP and the People's Democratic Party PDP won 3 and 2 seats respectively. Prior to the election, an Onitsha-based human rights group had accused the state government of spending a whopping 3.5 billion naira to buy votes and ensure that it controlled the majority in the state legislature. However, Governor Chukwuma Soludo, speaking through his press secretary, Christian Aburime, dismissed the allegations as unfounded and questioned how such a thing could be possible, given the prevailing economic situation in the country. The Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party PDP in Imo State have rejected the results of the elections, which saw the All Progressives Congress APC win 26 out of the 27 seats in the State House of Assembly. According to the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC in Imo State, only the result from Ahaizu Mbaise is yet to be declared, as the election in the area was declared inconclusive. The Labour Party and the PDP have alleged that INEC and security operatives in the state colluded with the ruling APC to manipulate the election results in favour of the APC. Both parties have described the election as a sham, with the APC dismissing their claims as untrue and stating that the Labour Party and the PDP are simply bad losers. In Enugu East, Senator Chimaroke Namani has officially resigned from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) after losing the election to Kevin Chukwu of the Labour Party. Chukwu emerged victorious after securing 69,136 votes, while Namani, who is a former governor of the state, trailed behind with 48,701 votes. The election was originally scheduled for February 25, but it was postponed due to the untimely death of former LP candidate Oyibo Chukwu. Namani, who represented the PDP in the race, announced his decision to withdraw from the party on Monday. He cited differences with the national leadership of the PDP as the reason for his departure, after consulting with his associates and constituents. It would be recalled that Namani had openly declared support for the then presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, now President-elect Bola Tinubu, against the candidate of his party, Atiku Abubakar, during the 2023 elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has declared the governorship election in Adamawa State inconclusive. The candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC in the state, Senator Aishetu Dahiru, famously known as Benani, scored 390,275, while the incumbent governor, Amadu Fintiri, the People's Democratic Party candidate, polled 421,524. However, INEC declared the election inconclusive due to the margin of votes. So far, the results of 23 governorship polls have been announced. The APC takes the lead with 15 states, the PDP with 7 states, and the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, with 1 state. The election in Kebbi was similarly declared inconclusive by the electoral body, while the collation of the results of governorship polls in Abia and Enugu was suspended. Officially, 9 of the 11 governors who sought re-election in the March 18 polls held across Nigeria have been declared winners by INEC to return to office for another 4-year term each. They are Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak of Kwara State, Governor Inuwa Yahaya of Gombe State, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, and Governor Mai Mala Buni of Yobe State. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has increased the salaries of workers in the state by 20% shortly after he secured a second term in office. In a circular by the head of service Hakeem Muri Ukola, the governor reiterated his administration's determination to improve the welfare and well-being of public servants in Lagos State. Those affected by the 20% increment with effect from January 1, 2023 were officers in the mainstream public service, local governments and local council development areas, and the State Universal Basic Education Board. As results of the governorship and State House of Assembly polls are being collated across the country, the European Union says no fewer than 21 persons have died from electoral violence. The EU chief observer, Mr. Barry Andrews, disclosed this on Monday while briefing journalists on their findings in Abuja, the nation's capital. Barry stated that there was massive voter apathy, mainly because voters' expectations during the presidential election were not met. The EU observer also explained that there were records of vote buying in several parts of the country. You are listening to Bridge Radio News at 7 a.m. Still to come, foreign and sports news. Please stay with us.
We're on the air.
This is 98.7 Bridge Radio.
Bridge Radio.
When last did you read a book? A well-read mind is a well-informed mind. Form a reading habit. Pick up a book today. This message is from Bridge Radio 98.7, connecting many voices.
Stop it. Only a coward hates a woman. Real men protect women. Say no to domestic violence. This message is brought to you by Bridge Radio 98.7, connecting many voices.
We're on the air.
This is 98.7 Bridge Radio.
Bridge Radio.
Welcome back to Bridge Radio News at 7. In foreign news, for the 6th year running, Finland was named the world's happiest country in an annual UN-sponsored index that saw acts of kindness grow in Ukraine despite the Russian invasion. With thousands of lakes and near endless forests, the Nordic country is known for its extensive welfare system, high trust in authorities, and low levels of inequality among its 5.5 million inhabitants. The World Happiness Report, first published in 2012, is based on people's own assessment of their happiness, as well as economic and social data. The report considers 6 key factors: social support, income, health, freedom, generosity, and absence of corruption. In sports, Marcus Rashford will miss England's Euro 2024 qualifiers against Italy and Ukraine this week after picking up an injury in Manchester United's FA Cup quarter-final win over Fulham. This was according to the English Football Association FA on Monday. Rashford, who scored 3 goals at the World Cup in Qatar last year, has been in spectacular form this season, with 30 goals for club and country. Similarly, Mason Mount will not report for international duty this week as he continues rehabilitation with Chelsea. Meanwhile, Chelsea are reportedly among the clubs monitoring Andreas Pereira's situation at Fulham as they begin considering replacements for Mason Mount. To end the news at 7 a.m. on Bridge Radio 98.7 FM Asaba. Here again are the day's top stories. The All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in Delta State, Senator Ovi Omoagege, has rejected the declaration of PDP's Sheriff Oberewori as winner of Saturday's poll, vowing to explore legal options. European Union have said no fewer than 21 persons died from electoral violence during Nigeria's gubernatorial election. And on the foreign scene, for the 6th year running, Finland has been named the world's happiest country in an annual UN-sponsored index that sees acts of kindness grow in Ukraine despite the Russian invasion. We will continue to monitor the developing stories and bring you updates as they become available. For comments